Hello, everyone. We've got my friend Rudy back on the Zoom call. Some of you guys may remember Rudy. We did a few videos with Rudy and David. They were creating, and they're still in process of creating a blockchain project that has to do with the trucking industry. And they've got a new technology that they've been testing. It's called the Beacon. And Rudy's on the call right now. He's going to show us a demo in this video and explain what they've been doing. Because I think it's been like, 6 months or so, or a little more since we did an update video about the Rhodium project and the development that's going on. So Rudy, I'm just going to let you take it away.
Yeah, hey, Sean, great to see you. Great to hear from you as always. And yeah, it has been 6 months. Time is flying, and we've been in development. This was a concept where it kind of the light bulb went off. We were like, you know what, as we were developing the smart tool for the truck drivers, we're like, this is kind of like putting the cart before the horse. It made sense to kind of slow down, pump the brakes, and go, okay, we need node validators. Instead of pouring 40, 50 million VC dollars into data mining centers and resources that don't need to be poured into, we're like, why don't we turn everybody's homes and offices into mini data centers? And so that's where the beacon comes into play. The beacon is the node validator. We found a way, we cracked the code. We did about 5 months of testing, so we know it works. And what's really neat is not only are you earning rewards through the Rhodium ecosystem every time truck drivers use the smart tool, but you're also going to earn Monero, which is a very popular privacy token since 2014. And you're also going to be rewarded Solana for RPC validation. So because Rhodium is on the Solana blockchain, you're going to be earning Solana rewards as well as daily Monero. So what you guys are about to see today, this is just a prototype version. We are already moving on to version 2. Just because of the 5 months of testing, we realized that there's so much room for improvement. If we upgrade the chip, we get a bigger circuit board, you're going to get better performance, higher numbers. So what you guys are seeing today is just a prototype. After this, we'll go through what the website looks like for the front end of the users, and then also the back end for users, the whole entire terminal, showing you how to activate your beacon, how to track your beacon, not just through your terminal, but also track the heartbeat of your beacon through Telegram, which is really neat how we tied it all in together. So without further ado, Sean, I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and then maybe at the end we can do a little bit of dialogue, some back and forth, and maybe some Q&A that you might come up with. If not, we could always do a follow-up call. So here you go. Enjoy.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we are excited to introduce the Rhodium Beacon, a new smart mining and validation device designed to bring blockchain participation to everyone. Rhodium Beacon is designed to operate as a validating node for Rhodium Network, while simultaneously mining Monero and supporting future blockchain services. Unlike traditional miners, Rhodium Beacon focuses on efficiency. It delivers mining capability while maintaining low power consumption and quiet operation. It connects to your Diamond Wallet account securely. Your node runs on fully secure, enterprise-grade encryption to monitor and lock down your data in real time. Beacon owners can log into the new Rhodium Beacon platform using the same login information from Diamond Wallet. Or log in instantly via a one-time magic link sent to your email. This is the Rhodium Beacon dashboard, the central hub where users manage their beacon network, track rewards, monitor performance, and view their overall infrastructure in real time. From here, users can deploy new nodes, monitor earnings, and scale their network as the ecosystem grows. Activating a Rhodium beacon is simple. Each device has a unique serial number linked to the user account for secure onboarding. Once verified, the beacon becomes part of the Rhodium network, begins participating in the ecosystem, and instantly starts mining. Our My Hardware section gives users a live view of their beacon infrastructure. In Stack Rack mode, users can visually organize multiple beacons into clusters to expand their earning potential. In telemetry mode, they can monitor each unit's performance, system health, and wallet balances in real time. Activation and adding a beacon. The Rhodium Beacon platform is designed to be simple and scalable, allowing users to manage multiple Rhodium beacons from a single account. Just log in. Go to Activate Node and enter your serial number found on the beacon screen. Click Confirm, and that's it. Congratulations! Your beacon is now active and linked to your account. Welcome to the Rhodium network. Remember, you can add as many beacons as you want, and every 4 beacons forms a new stack. Rhodium Beacon Remote Update. With remote update capabilities, new improvements, and new services deploy automatically, completely eliminating manual intervention. When an update is ready, the screen flashes Update Found in red. It downloads and installs automatically. Then the display goes black for 3 seconds as the device reboots. Once the Rhodium loading screen finishes, your system is fully updated and running. Ecosystem Vision. Beyond mining, Rhodium Beacon is being developed as a foundation for validation services, decentralized applications, blockchain integrations, and future Rhodium network services. In addition to the web interface, the ecosystem brings complete control directly to your pocket through our automated Telegram integration. By sending commands directly in the Telegram chat, users can instantly verify their node's serial number, current active work rate, and the status of our custom proof of data algorithm. The beacon connects directly to your wallet to fetch values locally, and uses Telegram strictly as a secure, read-only display for your decentralized balances. Real-time system health parameters such as core temperature, memory efficiency, and operational load are processed and delivered right through the Telegram interface. This seamless Telegram integration makes managing your validating node as intuitive as sending a message, bridging the gap between advanced hardware and community accessibility. That's all for today's session. If you have more questions, drop them in our community channels. Thanks for watching, and see you on the network.
All right, Sean. So that was the demo.
Very cool. Yeah, I've already got some questions and some comments and some things, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So yeah, one of the things I wanted to comment on was the Telegram integration, which I think is a fantastic idea. Telegram is an encrypted messaging platform that is so encrypted that the CEO of Telegram actually got arrested because the world controllers were pissed that it was growing so big and people were able to communicate privately. Number one. Number two, when I first got introduced to Telegram, this is years and years and years ago, a blockchain wallet company reached out to me back in like 2019, and they wanted me to do a quick little demo video of how their wallet integrated into Telegram, and it stored all your balances and you could send, receive, everything was just completely interoperable with Telegram. And I was like, wow, this app is awesome. And it's one of the reasons why I've been using Telegram over all these years. So I think integrating Rhodium Beacon with Telegram is a fantastic idea. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the Monero mining, because Monero is a proof. It uses a proof of work consensus mechanism like Bitcoin, and proof of work requires a lot of processing power. It requires an enormous amount of electricity to mine Monero. So my question is, are these beacons going to take up an enormous amount of electricity in people's homes to mine Monero, or is it piggybacking off of some of these data centers that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, great question. So this is obviously CPU, like you said, proof of work with a different protocol, of course. And this is just testing through the last almost 5 months. Our average cost was about $1.72, which is on our website, with a 12 wattage on the average for usage. And your earnings was about 102 to about 150 a month dollars in terms of Monero. And if you go to the login, when you go to the dashboard and you go here to my hardware, you'll see that we've done 34,000 hash right there on the top left.
Mm-hmm.
Mined 1.15 Monero, which is probably almost $400, close to it. And then the health for the CPU is about 99% with very, very low temperatures, which means it's running healthy. And then again, this was stacked 4 beacons. So we had 4 operating beacons for the last 5 months. And as you can see on the Telegram, we have them all stored on the blockchain, all those transactions. Mm-hmm. So we can go all the way back to April. I think April 7th is when we began. Yep. This is when we tied it to the Telegram channel. However, we were already testing back in like tail end of February going to March. And so when we finally tied it all to Telegram, we're like, wow, this is a really, really cool feature, like you said, because of what Telegram stands for. Yep. And interoperability in terms of, putting these beacons, it doesn't even have to be inside your home. It can be inside of a warehouse. It can be inside of an office. It can be in a garage. As long as it's in, cool temperatures, you don't have to worry about ventilation systems like Bitcoin, where kind of keep the machines cooled down. We noticed that this is running healthy just the way it is right now. So there's the data to kind of back up, performance wise in terms of, what it's going to run at, in the core of mining, not just Monero, but earning some Solana rewards as well, just for RPC validation.
Very cool. Very cool. So where does someone sign up to get one of these? Or, I mean, is there like a wait list? What's the cost of one of these things going to be?
Yeah, great question. So your dashboard, as an affiliate, we're doing a 2-tier affiliate program. Mm-hmm. So you can go ahead and wait for the person that invited you to the project. And we're talking all the way back to Emerge, right? Yeah. So you wait for that person to invite you in. Whether they get a beacon or not, you still get a referral link. At that point, you sign up for free and you can make your reservation in the back office. We're waiting for PayPal currently. We got our business license in the state of Nevada, mm-hmm. and they just want to see proof of that license. And unfortunately, the state of Nevada doesn't do any electronic business licenses. They have to physically mail it to us. So just any day now, we're waiting for that business license to hit the mail so we can show it to PayPal. But if you notice on our dashboard or on the main website, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll be able to see where's it at? The reservation. So you'll see how many people can reserve the beacon right here. Obviously, on average, right now, a lot of people are planning on getting 4 beacons. Whether it's two in the office and 2 in your home, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get 4, you pretty much quote unquote stacked your beacon, and you can multiply your earnings. So the official pre-sale price, everyone's getting a $500 discount. We're retailing them at $2,000. And I know a lot of people are like, what? Like, I would have expected, anywhere between $4,000 or $5,000 for these beacons. Cause I mean, let's face it, we've been in projects where, you're paying multiple thousands of dollars just to get some sort of a hotspot or some sort of node, whether it's digital or physical. But this is actually something where we understand that we want a lot of participation with these beacons. It's all about IP addresses. It's all about validating nodes for the truck drivers, and as well as helping people earn passive income every single day just by plugging this in. It's about as big as your Wi-Fi. So when people see this, they're going to see, well, $2,000 retail, but you get a $500 discount. So pretty soon, once PayPal approves our business license and we're up, live, and running, you can reserve yours for $1,500.
Okay.
And by the way, with these numbers, let me go back up to the top here. These numbers at 100 to 150 a month, mind you, this is testing outside of the US, where infrastructure is not as and the stability is not as strong as ours, right? So, our Wi-Fi connection, our Ethernet connection, our overall infrastructure is much more stronger than a lot of other places in the world right now. So these numbers can be substantially more, and the energy cost could even be lower than this. And so me and Dave have figured within the first year, your beacon should pay for itself.
Okay. Well, that is very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. So if there's anything you want to go over specifically, we can. I know a lot of people were asking questions from like a technical standpoint. So if you go to our dashboard, your website, you'll see here what processor we're using, the system memory, at what speeds, power consumption, display updates. By the way, I forgot to tell you, this is the coolest part. A lot of people were excited about this, but every time you get a deposit, the LED is going to light up. So imagine like this little Wi-Fi router in your home, and it's just lighting up every 30 seconds to a minute.
Does it make a cha-ching sound effect too?
You know what? You can probably do one in your head. But yeah, man, it's gonna be cool. There'll be some gamification on the beacon as well, so you can interact with it almost like an Alexa for blockchain. So you can ask it like how many tokens I have for the day, what's the weather gonna be like? Hey, beacon, how many Monero did I earn? So there's gonna be a lot of gamification tied into that. But right now, this is our roadmap. You're looking at obviously the first phase where we're developing Diamond Wallet. So let me go to Diamond Wallet real quick and show you how all this ties in together. So we're going to be launching this at the same time. You have access to, let me do my 2FA real quick.
Okay.
Let's go to 2FA. Boom. So you're going to be able to have your tokens airdropped into your Diamond wallet. And you'll see here you have your Solana, your Diamond, your Rhodium token. That was pretty easy to integrate, but now our dev team is literally working on the Monero wallet as we speak. But if you notice, you have a receive wallet. The Solana, Diamond, and Rhodium are all on the Solana blockchain. And then you'll have your Monero wallet. So as soon as you start earning, you can transfer them to an external wallet and start rewarding yourself, or you can hold long term, just depending on where you stand in the crypto space.
Got it.
So that's how it all ties in together. So yeah, you got your FAQs, and your option to reserve your beacon. Again, you're not required to buy a beacon. you can still get a link, you can still refer people, and you can still earn a commission by, just sharing it with friends and family.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm going to leave some links in the description of this video where you can create an account with Rhodium, the Diamond Wallet, and learn more about these beacon miners. So this is a DPIN, a decentralized physical infrastructure network that
Yeah.
you guys are building here. And just to reminisce a little bit, last time we were on a call, we had Jay, the former CEO of OKX Exchange, and he already has multiple data mining centers where they're doing GPU mining, which is what's required for Monero. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are piggybacking, so to speak, or integrating and interoperating with that already existing infrastructure, and this beacon device is communicating with all of it. Is that an accurate way to describe what's going on here?
Yeah, so right now, the way we see it is obviously your home will be turned into a mini data mining center.
Yeah, or like a node
Right.
on the network.
On a node, yeah, as a node. And by the way, they're limited. So not everybody's going to have the opportunity to own a node, because we are going to cap the amount of nodes that we sell at a certain point. But I wanted to bring up Jay on our Rhodium website. As you can see, former OKX Exchange CEO, he ran and scaled up that company to billions of dollars of valuation. And he decided to, after he stepped down as CEO and kind of helped engineer and design the OKB token, we figured, you know what, let's bring him in for strategic guidance, because his goal is to bring in institutional mining levels, and where he's working with like government contracts and opening multiple data centers and mining centers starting in Canada. I know he wants to go from there to Laos and then maybe one in Texas. So there's a lot of technical oversight that me and Dave choose not to be a part of, just because we don't want to take our eyes off the prize. So it's really cool to have Jay Howe, a part of his, advisory here in this industry. But at the same time, the infrastructure is really going to be the end users using the beacon. And obviously, as we scale, we don't want to hit a bottleneck. And that's where some of these data mining centers will come into play. But at the end of the day, we want to give everybody an equal opportunity to be a node holder for that limited amount of supply that we're going to be selling. So yeah, it's exciting. We're actually very grateful to have him as an advisor. We also have Adam Russell. If you're not familiar with him, he's done decades in tech development. 2014, he's helped with a lot of like commercialization in terms of companies that have scaled from the floor up. And then Mo Kamarsi, big networker, you know him, Sean, and of course, Sean, you know yourself.
There I am.
So we're really building a really strong foundation here, and to tie it all in together, with our X9 dev team, myself and Dave, we decided to say, you know what, this is like putting the horses before the cart now. It makes sense because, all these smart tools were cool, right? Let's show them the smart tool.
Yep.
This is a really cool concept. So truck drivers can now, in the future here, in the very near future, once we have the prototypes out there in the field, we're going to be providing these to truck drivers so they can still prevent injuries. They can still work efficiently. They can still, do their job by dropping and hooking all their loads, whether, it's fully loaded trailers or half empty trailers, whatever the case may be. Through the blockchain, we're mining crypto, and through the hash, we're providing insurance companies real-time data. And we're like, this is a really cool concept, and we're going to deliver, because a lot of our trucking companies and partners that we work with, they're depending on us to deliver this technology. But at the end of the day, who's going to validate those transactions? And that's kind of where the light bulb went off. We say, you know what? This beacon is really going to be the core of the Rhodium ecosystem. You know what I mean? And One thing I haven't told you, Sean, is that we cracked the code as well. So when truck drivers are charging their smart tool inside of their truck or inside of their offices, they actually are mining Monero during that charging station. So Monero is going to be a big play on this. And eventually we plan on having some big conversations with Monero and saying, look, we're contributing to your ecosystem. Let's work together. Let's get this bad boy listed, you know?
In my opinion, this is true infrastructure. Like when you have infrastructure that is stationary, a Bitcoin miner, a node in an office or a home, in my opinion, there's still a big gap missing. And the gap is, what about all of the potential data that's moving around all the time that actually needs a node or a validator that's mobile, that goes with, like for example, with our supply chain. Like this miner, correct me if I'm wrong, but this miner is almost essentially like a node that's portable, that's going along the ride on a semi-truck, contributing to the supply chain data that is very, very needed in our infrastructure, while simultaneously rewarding the people that are contributing, which is the truck driver. Is that an accurate way that you would describe that?
Yeah, no, I mean, you said it best. You know, they're essentially nodes that are mobile. And for the first time ever, you now have the ability to have the real world cross into the digital world, but actually have real utility, real use cases. Because we know truck drivers, they got to continue loading and unloading, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
how we get our Amazon packages. That's how we get our office supplies. That's how we get our groceries at the store. So we need truck drivers. And the only reason why this concept was born is because insurance companies, they're trying to capture that real time data. But
Mm-hmm.
how do you do it in an industry where a lot of things are recorded on a clipboard, right?
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It needs the blockchain. It needs the decentralized physical infrastructure network. It needs the miners, and it needs the real time data feed that can really only be accomplished unless all of this technology communicates, and it all has to interoperate, and it has to have that. Well, I guess it has to have that interoperability, and it's never had that before. But I mean, now with the blockchain, it's all possible.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this picture says it all, right? Chaos versus digital mining.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really about bringing utility into this space. I truly feel Rhodium could be a contender and really recognizable token in the industry as we continue growing and scaling and coming up with a solution for this miner. I want to give you some numbers, Sean. Right now we're just talking predominantly in the US. There's 3.5 million active truck drivers right now. The rest of them are stationary and parked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're just owner operated and not being used. But 3.5 million truck drivers, if we just capture 10% of that, brother, that is 350,000 nodes on the blockchain, technically.
And
And
that's a very, very secure network.
yeah, very
Even
secure.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you compare that to how many validators are on a lot of other blockchains, even I mean, Bitcoin. I mean, I don't even think Bitcoin has that many. If you compare to like XRP, they don't. XRP has like less than 1,000, and a lot of other blockchains out there, the numbers, I mean, in comparison, are relatively small. And the more nodes you have on a network, and the more countries they're located in, the more secure and resilient that network becomes.
I agree. I agree 100%. And if the people who don't, just a refresh for them, Ultralift started, back in 2016. So they've been able to prove concept already, proof of concept with
Mm-hmm.
divisions from Coca-Cola, Penske, Ryder, Raytheon, Boeing. We recently, and I remember sending you videos and pictures, Sean. We met with 7 Up, DHL, and DOT Trucking.
Yep, I
And
remember.
so, yeah, this is our power tool, and this is kind of how it all started. So, at the end of the day, you're just seeing the evolution of not just Ultralift, but the Rhodium Beacon and the Rhodium Miner, and it's just going to get better and better from here. To be able to, develop our own wallet, where now you have control of your assets that are being mined through the beacon and earned through the beacon. This is the same portal that truck drivers are going to experience as well. So it's all about education, right? It's all about preparing them for what's to come. And here's what's cool, Sean. From our every beacon that sells, a percentage of the proceeds from that sale are going to develop the smart tool that we're going to give to truck drivers. So truck drivers are essentially going to get a free tool. What truck driver is going to turn it down?
None.
Right?
And plus the tool, or you get rewarded for using it. Like no
Exactly.
one's going to turn that down.
No, of course not. So that's what's really cool. We're building something really special here, and obviously, it is taking some time, but at the end of the day, Rome is not built overnight. And as you can see, I'm glad that we didn't rush through this project, because I don't think we would have came up with this concept of beacons if the tools were already out there today.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no technical setup, man. This is a user friendly. It's simply plug, mine, and earn. And it's just about as big as your Wi-Fi router. So, question is, how many beacons do you want to stack in your home?
Well, if anyone wants to stack some beacons, or you want to reach out to me or Rudy, I'm leaving links to our socials in the description of this video. Rudy, is there anything else you wanted to show us before we end the call?
Can't think of anything, man. I don't want to show everything behind the curtain. Obviously, this beacon can do more than what you guys are seeing at face value. We have some things that we can send through IoT updates, as well as having that mystery token that we talked about in the very beginning stages. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And so I would tell you right now that if you're coming in at this point, whether you buy a beacon or not, at least share it. Share it with people and that you trust and that you care about, because as the beacons continue to get pre-ordered, at a certain point, me and Dave are just going to cut it off. So it's really just first come, first serve. And you obviously want to get in at founder's price at $1,500 versus $2,000. I feel like $1,500 is a better deal. And within that first year, that beacon will be paying itself. And Sean, let's not forget to mention that there's going to be a potential, market bouncing back, especially with Clarity Act, tariffs being, refunded, interest rates possibly being lowered by, Walsh, the new Fed chair. So there's a lot of things that are in play. You keep going back with Iran, right? Back and forth. They shut down the Hormuz and they open the Hormuz, right? So it's like all these things that are happening around the world, but at the end of the day, you still need trucking. And so we haven't even factored in the appreciation of these tokens as well. Sean, you and I both know that XMR has the potential of being a $500 plus token. We know where Solana is going, and we know that there's real utility behind Rhodium. So once we get these things going, people are going to position themselves in a really good way in the crypto space. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Well, yeah, Monero already went over $500 recently.
Yeah.
It went to like 600 something.
Yep.
And I cashed them out.
As you should.
Yep.
Congrats. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, these are deflationary assets, like the opposite of the United States dollar. So.
Yeah, exactly. And they all have a purpose. So, yeah, introducing the new Rhodium beacon. Get yours today. Get with Sean, get with myself. And Sean, I'll be doing a global Zoom. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's today, Tuesday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing a global Zoom. Same thing we just went over today. If you want to invite anybody.
Sounds good. We'll leave links to all that stuff in the description of this video.